Hi everyone, this is Jeanette with Mountain Misters at mountainmisters.blogspot.com, and today we're going to be doing a birthday card with the stamp set One Wild Ride, and this is it right here. I'm going to be doing it in feminine colors today because it is a birthday card for one of my daughters who likes to ride motorcycles. So let's get started. Some of the things that you're going to need is black. I use black cardstock. I scored it at I cut it at 5.5, and then I scored it at 4 1/4. Aluminum foil, and I ran this aluminum foil through the Big Shot machine, and I used the Boho Chic embossing folder for this. And it looks kind of ragged right now, but we're actually going to trim this down to fit the front of the card, and it'll layer on the black. Then I have a piece of Calypso coral, and this measures about 5 1/4 by 4, and we might be trimming that down just a little bit. I'm not sure yet. We need a piece of Calypso coral that's going to go along the bottom right here that we put all the gravel on, and this one is 1.5 inches, and it's just going to be long enough to go across the base of the card, so it'll be 5 1/4 inches, somewhere in there. Then we need just a scrap of the Calypso coral that we're going to be using for part of our banner up here. And then a piece of Whisper White that we're going to stamp our motorcycle on. Of course, to put everything together, you're going to need some Snail. You're going to need some scissors to trim things down. And you're going to need some Stampin' dimensionals. And we're going to need Calypso coral ink. And I forgot that. Just 1 second, please. Okay, and here we go, the Calypso coral ink pad. And then I've already pre-mounted my stamps on the block. If this one will stay. Sometimes they don't always want to stay. And my sentiment. So let's go ahead and we'll get started. So I am going to take the basic black cardstock, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to fold that on the score line and make sure that that's even. Then we're just going to burnish that down. I'm just going to use my fingers because I'm not sure where my bone folder is right now. Then I'm going to bring in my foil, and I like the way it is kind of lengthwise, but we need to trim this down because it looks kind of rough. And I'm not going to put it through the trimmer because the trimmer will just kind of shred it. So I'm just going to take it even here. I'll find a reference point on the foil and then just cut, trying to get it as straight as you can. And if it's not completely straight on the bottom, don't worry about that, because that's why I have the bottom piece right here there, because it's going to hide that. So let's just check this real quick, and then I think we'll cut it right about here. And then as soon as I finish cutting this, I'll give you the dimensions of what it is. I'm trying to get this as straight as I possibly can, which is not straight. I am not good with cutting things freehand. I really do suck. But, oh, I guess I shouldn't have said suck, huh? Sorry about that. Okay, so that is going to go right there. And it's still not completely straight, so I am going to try and straighten this up a little bit somehow. Let's see. Let's see how much we're off. Alright, let me see what we're going to do here. Like I said, I'm not too worried about the bottom, but the sides I really would like to have straight. And so I think I'm going to reference this right here. There's 3 little dots right here, I'm going to try and reference those. Go kind of in between those as best as I can. And I think that might, it does look better. Okay, so then we're going to go ahead and we're going to layer this on top of this. Let's see, this one's still not that great, so we'll cut a little bit more. Sorry, I'm just trying to get this as straight as I can, so when I layer that other piece, I have something to go by. And that's not too bad right there. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to stick this down with our snail. And because it is foil, just be careful when you run your glider, because it might want to catch the foil and it might want to tear it. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put that right there. Get the straighter of the two sides at the top where it's going to show. That looks like. Okay. And if you've got too heavy of a hand on this, it's going to kind of want to smash it where you kind of see it did right there. And so just to fix that, I'm just going to run a finger across the top to smash it all evenly and see how that looks. And I'm satisfied with that. I'm not going to worry about that part right there. So there we go right there. Just stick a little bit of snail right underneath there, just a little like that. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our little piece like this, and we will trim it to the length of the card, which is 5.5. So we're going to trim that down to 5.5. Just cut it right on down, and hopefully that's the right size and it will fit. And it looks pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and bring this all the way down to the bottom when we do put it on, just to hide that ragged edge of the foil. So now we're going to go take our Calypso coral pad, and we're going to get our little splatters, which is the gravel splatter right there. And we're going to get our Momento black ink, which I have right here, and mount this on a block. And sometimes they kind of don't like to stick, so there, make sure your block is clean if you want to get that to stick. And then we're just going to randomly stamp this gravel. No rhyme or reason, no pattern, just stamp it because you want to cover this sheet as best as you can. And so far so good. And I'm just, like I said, randomly stamping, filling in holes, filling in gaps. I might turn it this way to get better coverage. And I think one more. Okay, and I think that's good enough. Then we're going to go ahead and we're going to attach this down just like this, and I'm only just a little bit of the snail. And just need to figure out what I did with the card base. What did I do with it? Oh, it's right here. Excuse me. Been fighting a cold. Kids went back to school, and then before you know it, they bring all the cruddies home. Oh, well. Okay, so then there's that piece right there. Now we're going to go ahead and we'll stamp our motorcycle. And we'll stamp our motorcycle next. And with that, I'm going to stamp her in the Calypso coral. Here's a scrap of Whisper White that I told you you would need. We're just going to ink that up really good. I am just going to stamp right here. I'm going to leave enough space so I can put the tracks underneath it. So probably right there. And when you stamp with these foam stamps, just go ahead and put it down and then kind of rub the top of the block without rocking it, and let the ink have time to absorb into the paper itself. Now we're going to bring our track in, and we're going to use our Momento black again, and we're going to ink that up. And I'm going to cap this right away so I don't make a mess. Just basically. Okay, and then we're going to take this and we're going to stamp right under that motorcycle. And again, straight up, straight down, and hold for a second. And right there we have our motorcycle tracks. Next, we're going to go ahead and we're going to kind of let this ink dry. And while we do that, we will go ahead and we'll stamp our sentiment. For that, you just need a scrap of Whisper White. We're going to stamp One Wild Ride. Hope today is one wild ride. And we're just going to stamp it on the center as best we can. And if you make a mistake and you accidentally touch the ink pad and you've got some, just turn it over. This has a little bit of black on here, but I'm not going to worry about it because I'm going to trim that off. So I'm just going to come stamp right there for a count of maybe 5. And there you go. And then I'm going to go ahead and, is that straight? Looks straight. I'm going to go ahead and trim it right here to get that black off. And then I'm going to take my pointier scissors and I'm going to cut. Why does that look crooked? Oh, 'cause it is. Let's try that again. Let me find another piece of Whisper White. There's some days where no matter what you do, it just doesn't seem to go right. Okay, so now I have another piece of Whisper White right here. And we're going to go ahead and try and get that straight this time. So you get to see all my goofs, the same goofs that you probably do. I'm not going to edit them out. So I want you to see that even though you make a mistake, there's always a way you can fix things. I still don't like that one, so I'm going to turn it over and try one more time. And hopefully this will be it. So one last time. Hopefully, hopefully, hopefully. My goodness, what is the matter with me today? Okay, don't do what I'm doing. Get yourself frustrated. It's supposed to be fun, right? Lots of fun. Not supposed to aggravate you. Okay, here we go. One last time. And here we go. My head's in, I'm sorry. That looks better. I'm going to keep that one. So then I'm just going to kind of trim this down just a little bit on both ends. And then I'm going to do like a little banner cut. So I'm going to cut to the middle kind of and cut from the corners of the sides to that point I made to the top. And pull that scrap out and you got a little banner. Then I'm going to do that on the other side. Cut as far in as you want. Cut here. And then again here. And I'm going to go ahead and just going to cut a piece of this Calypso coral. I'm probably going to cut it at 1 inch or so. See what that looks like. And actually, I have a piece here. Let me see if it fits on this. And it does. I'm not going to waste a whole big sheet for that. So we're just going to go ahead and cut this at about 1 inch. See what that will do. Cut it down. And then we'll take that little seine. And here we go. Now we lost the seine. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Don't make me have to punch it again. Floor. Always check the floor. This is what I mean when I say some days things just can't seem to go right. So let's try that for the final time. Darn, I'm so sorry, people. Just some days it's just not your day, and I guess today's one of those days. Actually, it turned out to be okay because this came out straighter than the other one, so I'm not going to complain. So we're going to go ahead and we'll trim that up again, both sides. Cut to the center, or as close to as you can. Make your banner tag there and there, just like that, and then go to the other side, like that. Grab it from this side. And they may not be exactly even, and I'm okay with that. Then we're going to go ahead and we're going to pop this up on a couple of dimensionals. I love Stampin' Up! Dimensionals. They're a great value. You get like 300 of them for $4, which is really a good price. And the way they have them cut and mounted, there's no waste, because you can use the edges for everything. So now on this one, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to make a little cut to the center and bring in my hair as best I can. And you may have to kind of bring up that notch a little bit, and that's okay. And then we're going to do this one. This one's not going to have as much of a notch on it. And I'm okay. One thing about handmade cards is there's always maybe some type of little imperfection in them. And it's okay because it's unique to your card. So now I'm going to take my Stampin' trimmer and I am going to trim this down. And what I do, you have a clear edge right here on your cutter, and I line that up on the bottom down here, and then I kind of just gauge where I want it to cut. So we'll do that, and then we'll come and we'll do at the top, and I'm okay with that, just like that. So then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take this off of here. And now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to round my corners. And to do that, I'm going to use the back of my envelope punch board. And I don't have a Stampin' Up! One just yet, but I am going to get one. So you're just going to stick your corners in there and punch to round out. Just like that. Okay, now let's go ahead and we'll finish putting the rest of this card together. Bring in the card base. I'm going to go ahead and pop up the motorcycle. So again, there are my dimensionals. I'm going to put one in each corner just to give it stability. And then I'm going to put a couple in the middle so it doesn't sag in the middle. And take off the little backings. These you'll find all over your house. I do. And sometimes I even find them in my vehicle if I've been scrapping and I go somewhere. I'll look down and there'll be little dots in my car. It's like, guess I know what I've been doing. And we'll do this one. Okay. And now we're going to just kind of come and put this here. Just like that. And then we're going to take our little tag. We're going to pop that on 2 dimensionals. Just like that. And I'm going to do that. And that. And then we're just going to go ahead and stick that on the card. Just like that. And there's our finished card. Now, if you want to, you can go ahead and you can take another piece of paper, and we might just use this right here. We could use this right here, and you can just go ahead and stick that in there, and then stamp on the inside or use that to write. And we'll just go ahead and we'll do that just to stick that. Oops, just like that. And you can go ahead and you can write another sentiment in here. You can go ahead and you can stamp on it, which I think that's what we'll do. We'll just go ahead and we'll take back in the stamp set, and we'll do Life is a Journey, Enjoy the Ride, because I think it would, no, it's too big, too big, too big. We'll just do the little Route 66, and just to make the inside of the card look a little bit decorative. And we'll go ahead and we'll stamp that right there. And there you go. Minus that. Okay, and there's our card for today. Thank you for joining my videos. I appreciate your stopping in and spending these few moments with me. Would you please hit the like button and subscribe to my blog and my YouTube channel. I would appreciate your support. If you do not have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, please contact me at www.mountainmisters.blogspot.com, and I would be more than happy to become your demonstrator. Thank you. Bye.